Hey guys, I feel like every time you guys see me on here, I got tears in my face. I'm sad, I'm crying, or some shit. And typically, it normally happens because something in my personal life happens, and I feel like the solution was that. However, I'm crying and I'm sobbing right now because of a very short film, like barely 5 minutes. I watched on TikTok. I'll link the girl down below if you're curious what just brought me to tears. But I felt compelled to make a video because I was brought to tears because I relate to the video. It's about this girl, this young woman, basically. It's in like an interview format, and it's basically asking her like what does she want to do when she grows up. And it begins with her saying an astronaut. And then it goes on to her saying a police officer. And then it goes on to her saying a teacher. And then it goes on to her saying she just doesn't want to grow up. And she like expresses after each career path why she necessarily isn't going to choose that one. She picks astronaut, but she says she wouldn't like the trip up there. She would be a police officer to keep people safe, but people don't feel safe with a police officer around. It's ironic. It's an African American woman filming this video. At least that's what I'm assuming. I'm sorry. But then she goes, I want to be a teacher. And that's what I want to do. So I got hooked because I also wanted to be an astronaut and a police officer in that order. And then I decided on teacher. And then she said that that's not going to pay the bills nor the meals. So she doesn't want to be a teacher. And I hear that all the time. And it's super discouraging to hear that all the time. Because it's the only thing giving me some sense of motivation to go to school in the first place. Yeah, I have my own personal problems with going to an institution like college or university because no need. I'm not trying to brag or be shout out, or I don't even know what the word be to describe what you might perceive this to be as, but I didn't need to go to college to know a lot of shit. And I know a lot of people went to college and didn't get a lot of shit done. And I'm not saying I'm the most productive human in the world. I'm not saying that. I never claimed to be. But sometimes I hear about my friends that go to college. A lot of people are graduating right now. We're in grad season. And shit's hitting close to home because my little brother just graduated. As a senior in high school, not college. He's going to college. Something I didn't even do. My little brother is one-upping me, you know? My little brother has been putting me on to music. My little brother has been giving me the helping hand when I'm down bad. Same little brother I used to bully as a kid. Same little brother I used to like scream at and get mad at. It's the same brother I wish I lived with. Same brother I wish I went to school with. I never got to go to school with my brother. We were just too far apart in age to literally go to like middle school together. But I believe we did go to high school together at one point. I mean, chronologically, not physically. We chose different paths. And I want to get into alternate timelines and how being caught up on that shit is doing no one any good, man. And I'm doing this because I'm staring at myself talking to this fucking camera. So I'm hoping I take my advice and maybe you will too if you're watching. I don't know what it is about me, man, but I see things so clearly, vividly, and at once. And by things, I mean so many things, so many timelines, possibilities. I hear about things that happen after the night. And I hear about how so many things could have happened had one decision been made, had I gone, had I didn't, had I, you know. And all I can do is think about it, just overthink about it. Because I'm at the crib. I have nothing but space, time, and respect. handed to me to allow myself to think and fixate on these things and allow myself to let these thoughts pass through. Some people ruminate on these facts so long, so hard, it becomes their reality. It becomes everything they become obsessed with. Is what happens if it went this way? What happens if that? What happens if this? We don't have time for that shit, man. Like, genuinely. At least it doesn't feel like we have time, man. Like, how are we supposed to feel like we have time in a world where our own government is dropping news about things we don't even know as if we're supposed to handle it? You know, like, what are you doing besides instilling more anxiety onto us? You already did it with COVID. Now aliens too, man. I feel like an alien all the time. All the time. That's why these news that come out feels uncanny. Because it's almost like I already knew. I already knew all of this shit was real. It's the fact that the people that try to hide it are trying to claim it now. That feels wrong to me. A lot of this shit feels wrong. I want to be a teacher. Yeah, if I go to a school, I have to teach their curriculum. I don't want my kids to be taught the wrong information. Yet, if I do my due diligence and homeschool my kids and teach them the way, I'm now taking away from their experience of what I lived through, which is community, family, friends, friendship, love, depression, anxiety, school, parties, movies, culture. Like, why isolate my kid, you know? Why would you isolate your kid when the whole reason we full sent having children is because they're the future? Yet we're mad when they're trying to cause change. Wasn't that the whole reason we wanted kids so they could live a better life? Yet we try to make the better life and we get reprimanded, we get hunted down, we get arrested, we get Baker acted, we get killed, we get raped. Are we dead ass? Do I have to raise my tone to be understood? Do I have to change my gender to be understood? Do I have to put on makeup to be understood? Do I have to chop my tits off for you to understand? Do I have to make them bigger for you to see me? Do I have to change who I am for you to understand me? I'm not going to change who the fuck I am for anybody, ever. I change for myself because I know when enough is enough. And I know that because I'm blessed with community that I respect enough. That was gross. That was snot coming from my nose because I've been crying. That was gross. I'm sorry. I don't want to isolate my kid so I can teach them what I know is right and prevent them from having the childhood I had. Yet so many people seem to do this all the time. We had these kids. And by we, I mean America, the world, and everywhere. You guys, let me exclude myself so you could better understand. You guys chose to have these kids, man. You had sex with the opposite gender, and your biology formed a miracle. A clump of cells managed to figure out and navigate how to evolve to a point in which your offspring popped out more or less 9 months later, enough for you to meet your karma. Because that's what I believe is to be true. Our children are a product of your environment and your nurture. Just because you're born in a shitty situation does not mean your parents trying their best is invalidated. Don't do that, you ungrateful piece of shit. And I'm looking at myself. It's easy to blame everything on everything except yourself and where you came from. All I did my whole life was blame myself, man. All I did my whole life was blame myself for being brought into this world when it was my mother that decided to have me. And for a lack of information, resources, and awareness, the responsible thing to do. I'm not saying the right or wrong, okay? For people that love putting words in people's mouths. I'm saying the responsible thing for her to have done, had I been in her shoes, was to terminate the pregnancy. Thank God she didn't, because I'm old enough to tell her what's up. I'm old enough to tell my father what's up. I'm old enough to ask them, how the fuck did I get brought into this world? Because it's past just them procreating. How'd you meet? How long were you together? Were you married? These questions seem so irrelevant. Yet to me, it's all I've been fixated on my whole life. Because I didn't want to be here in the first place. So I felt if I understood the process of how I got here, I would sympathize with the people that brought me here. And I do. Because I'm a patient and empathetic person. Thanks to my parents. If it wasn't for them, everything in my life was telling me not to be that way, man. Everything thrown at me taught me the other way. I showed my music to someone for the first time and they told me to make an OnlyFans account. Are we deadass? Are we in Euphoria? Am I Cassie? Do I look like Cassie to you? I'm passionate about women's health rights because of where I came from. I've never had an abortion. I've never been pregnant. If that's something you're curious about, because of why am I so passionate? No, man. My mom was told she couldn't get pregnant. And I fucking came out. Of course she was gonna keep me, man. All she wanted was a kid, man. Fuck who gave it to her. She just wanted the kid. That's selfish. I learned that from her. I'm a selfish person. I had to be. But it sucks when the most selfless person in the room thinks they're selfish, don't you think? Shit, I thought so when I reflected on my life. How could you, Mia, think you're fucking selfish? All you ever did was serve yourself. I was about to be a server at Flanagan's. I was about to be a first assistant store manager at a Zumiez once. Had I played my cards right, had dominoes fell into place. I got fucking Baker acted, man. I got Baker acted. And that story in itself is one for the books. And I can't wait to tell you about it one day. Today's not the day. Maybe on the anniversary or something. I don't know, but today's not the day. Today I want to talk about the fact that us women need to wake the fuck up, man. You know what it is? That there's more woke men around me than women. I'm scared. Because what do you know? You know what I'm saying? All they know is our testimony and their experiences. And that should be enough. But every day, I spam my accounts on social media. I spam the people in my real life. I spam my all I do is talk about some bullshit. Sorry. I got distracted. I post every day for the women on my account. I've never posted for the men. If I posted for the men, I'd be an OnlyFans model.
If I posted for the men, I would be doing a lot of other things. And I say this not because I would, but because I see it happen every day. I see women on my phone every day post shit catered to men. And it's fine. Oh shit. It's not, because my phone fell. And it's fine, because the whole reason why I'm preaching pro-choice is free will. We forget free will exists. But is what you're doing right? No need for elaboration. Is it right? Let's take per se the OnlyFans model. You're trying to make a living and retire your family. Let's assume that's why you're doing it. Because I've met women that's why they're doing it. Who are you catering towards? The men. What good have they ever done for you? And I'm not here to shit on men, because I could give you a great answer. My father's an example man. My boyfriend, an example man. I'm not here to do the hate men trend. I'm not here to say ACAB. I'm not here to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here for the trend. I'm here because this is our livelihood. BLM was never a trend to me, man. That's why I didn't mention it right now, because BLM was never a trend. Black lives do matter. And I feel like the exact opposition to that movement, all lives matter, is exactly why we're here. If all lives do matter, why don't women? You see, we make it about race. And race is a valid fucking argument, man. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm Hispanic. I'm somewhere in the middle. So do I get a say? Apparently not. But here I am giving you my fucking say. My say is, there are so many worse people in the world that give a fuck more about you than yourself. That should terrify the fuck out you. There are people on this planet that know more about you than yourself. That should be fucking scary. And a lot of these people deflect and call these people witches, psychics, astrologists. Let me tell you one thing. Like I told you, I ain't never been to college. I graduated high school and I ain't never been to college. I was president of my 8th grade class and I never went to college. I got suspended during elections for that race and I still went anyway. Because I'm an anomaly. I am an anomaly. I can't even say it. That's me. Always known, always will know, always felt. And if you feel that way too, if you feel out of place in this world just because of what you stand for, you're not out of place. You're not alone, man. A lot of us feel that way. And I say this not because I'm more than one person, but because I have a lot of acquaintances and friends and people I've met along the way that share this sentiment with me as well. So if you're still listening and you're here for any reason, what do you want to do when you grow up? Think about it. Because if you think the world is ending, it's not. And I say that because if you watch this full video and you're not pressed, I have faith that you know too that the world's not going to end. That means you need to start planning for your life. Because that's why I find myself in this anxious hole. I didn't think I'd live to see 21, let alone 18, let alone 16, all right? And now that I'm here and I have so much to live for, I don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, I oddly know, yeah, I oddly don't. I know what to do, but it doesn't seem right. And I know what I don't want to do, but it seems wrong. I don't know how to explain that to anyone besides myself, which is why I'm staring at myself and hope you're still listening. Because if you are, I hope you have a blessed weekend, day and Monday. Today's not Monday, but blessed week and day and month is what I was trying to say. See, I stumble on my own words too. I'm not perfect, I'm human. I know I felt alien earlier, but I know how to ground myself. You should learn how to do that too, especially in the world and day we are in. Because like they say, you don't know who's amongst us. You don't know people's intentions for you, let alone where they're from. I presented the question to you, where are you from? Maybe you should learn into it, just because you only live once. But I don't care where the people around me came from, why they're here. Why are they here talking to me? What's your intention? That's what we should be locked in on. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Appreciate you for watching. Lock in, fam. Goodbye.